Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Naija Foods. Hope you all are doing well. So today, as you can see, we are going to be learning how to make sweet, soft and incredibly delicious puff puff from scratch. You can enjoy this at home with your loved ones, and it can also be used as an appetizer, or what we normally call here in Nigeria as small chops, for your parties and get-togethers. The good thing about this recipe is that I'm doing this for the first time, so we all are going to be learning together, okay? So stay back, relax for an interesting ride with me. Go nowhere. Welcome back. I started by sieving all my flour. I used all-purpose flour and I bought them from the local market. So I'm sieving the flour to make sure there is no dirt or small particles, and to make the flour to be light for easy mixing with other ingredients. So I sieved all the flour from the container before proceeding. After sieving the flour, I now measured 2 cups and put into the pot or pan I will be using. It all depends on you. I prefer to use pot so that at the end of the day I can cover it very well. So I now added, first of all, I started with the flour, all-purpose flour, which I said you can get from your local market, and I measured 2 cups. The next ingredient now is my sugar. I used medium cup of sugar, but you can increase or reduce. Some like sugar very much, you can increase. Some don't like, you can reduce. Some like using alternative, which in this case can be honey. It's all left for you. Then the next ingredient is baking powder. That baking powder is optional. You can use it or you cannot use it. It all depends on you. I prefer to use baking powder for my puff puff. So let's move on to the next ingredient. The next ingredient is the yeast. 2 ingredients are very important in this puff puff production. The first one is the yeast and the second one is the water. You have to get the right measurement. Remember, I used 2 cups of flour and I'm using 2 tablespoons of yeast for this puff puff. If you use more, it will be too much. If you use less, it won't rise to the right size you want for your dough. So you have to get the measurement. Then your pinch of salt. I just sprinkled salt to it. After that, I now mixed all my dry ingredients together. Before adding water. Like I said earlier, there are 2 important ingredients while making puff puff. The first one is your yeast and the second one is your water. I've already said that I used 2 teaspoons of yeast for 2 cups of flour. Then for the water, I used it gradually. Guys, the final ingredient we'll be adding to this puff mix is this vanilla flavor. You can add any flavor of choice. At times, when I don't have vanilla flavor, I use milk flavor. Adding this is absolutely optional, but if you want your puff puff to taste different from the norm, I would suggest doing so, alright? Please don't manage oil when you're deep frying your dough. Then watch closely as I mold for the first time. Actually, I molded it as if I'm about to swallow it. The same size, the same shape, and the way I normally do my hand. That was why I said when pouring water, you need to manage the consistency so that you can hold it when you're molding. It will be easier if it's in between than when it's watery or too thick. Lastly, turn consistently and watch it go from white to cream to golden brown. Recipe notes: you can add some pepper mix or dice some peppers and onions, then add when the puff pastry is rising, like I did here. This step is entirely optional, but we are including it because I specifically asked for it. That's it, guys. We've come to the end of this video. Hope you found it very educative and entertaining. Till I come your way next time, it's bye from Niger Foods.